Do you have a favorite character in the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I do.
Who? Can you tell us how this show uses the Marvel Universe to talk about racism in our world?
Yeah, I think that it was inevitable and inescapable. First of all, I always give credit to Black Panther for showing that Marvel fans will go on a journey with them as long as you keep it fun. They will let you dig deeper.
Yeah.
And this series, the second, I mean, what I keep telling people is the symbol, those stars and stripes look very, very different in Steve's hand than they do Sam's hand. And Sam can't, in good faith, take that mantle on because it's not appropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not at least in its current state of being. And yeah, it is. I cannot wait for you. If you're a real Marvel fan, you're gonna get a glimmer in episode 2. You're gonna be like, oh, they going here with it.
The thing that has remained constant is that the spirit and conflict of those two central characters are there. Can you tell us about anything that may have changed from the beginning of the development of the show to the final product?
I feel guilty, man. No, it didn't. Honestly, in Civil War, when they got in the car, that was it. This was gonna happen. And I really would like to take credit for how awesome this thing is. But if you saw Civil War, you know I didn't have to do nothing but create scenes in which they could do what they do.
Take that credit, though, Malcolm. That's you. Take that credit. You know?
I did.
Yeah. What was the thing that you were most excited to get to write? Talking about those scenes, to get to write and to figure out with these two characters.
I think for me, it was, I had a concept, or not a concept. I had a belief on a modernism to heroes, in that if you I guess the goal was to create heroes, or not even create because they already existed, to position these heroes within the MCU in a way that felt super relevant and super of the times. And part of that was showing them deal with things in a way that me and you deal with them at home. You know what I'm saying? And not just in one scene, but in a complete evolving story. And so I think the relevance of modernism was the thing I was most excited to attack.
I love these guys as supporting characters in the previous movies, but yeah, you're talking about, the thing that surprised me in the first episode, Malcolm, is the scene with Sam and his family. I did not think that was going to happen in this show. Can you talk to us about, you've mentioned going home with these characters before. Was that always the plan from the very beginning? Was that something you brought to the table, you and Nate Moore, or was that Marvel Studios going, we want to see Sam's family, we want to see Bucky's friends?
It was. They weren't that specific, but yes, Marvel knew they wanted a deep dive, and Marvel knew that if they got a deep dive, Sam and Bucky's relationship with the Marvel fans gets accelerated by a magnitude of 10, meaning you will know them by the end of the series as well as any Marvel character ever. And the idea of going home with them, for me, was about, I think one thing Marvel has always done well is giving characters human moments, like going home with Hawkeye and the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
This is different. These characters actually have a storyline that's at home.
I am a comic book guy. I know a little bit about John F. Walker. He's a very interesting character. Why was this series the perfect sort of introduction point for him to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Because of the collective issues that exist in the MCU at the moment of the series, right? You are dealing with a global problem that's not, the global problem, whether it was created by Thanos or not, the global problem is something that's very, very human related and very, very people related. And John Walker has always embodied a hero who is an identity, one of many identities. We definitely had to sort of diverge from the comic a little bit over time because we couldn't make that John Walker Captain America. It just wouldn't have been right.
Yeah.
But the traces were there. You know what I'm saying? American exceptionalism, was there from the beginning. We just made it a little bit more exceptional with him.
Absolutely. Was there any pressure alleviated when everything got switched around and you guys were not the first one out of the gate, but it was WandaVision, and then seeing how everybody reacted to WandaVision and falling in love with those two characters? Were you guys like, okay, great, the same thing's going to happen with Bucky and Falcon?
No, the pressure was increased because it was like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? WandaVision crushed it.
Right.
And now everyone's going to be holding us to that standard. It's a very, very different series than WandaVision. It's not a mystery. So I don't think the fans will do as much looking for Easter eggs and as much fan fiction writing in their heads. But that to me, that intensified the pressure.
I want to try to alleviate some of that from you because I saw the first episode and I loved it, man. So
thank you, Hector. Did you tell everybody, please?
I will. I tweeted it. I will. I'll keep doing it. I have one last question for you, Malcolm. I hate to make you choose your babies. Do you have a favorite character in the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I do.
Who?
Deathlock.
Oh. Deathlock. There's many different permutations of Deathlock, different versions.
I'm talking old school Deathlock.
Okay.
Who talks and argues with his computer and is tortured about the fact of how he looks.
Future.
Yeah. Not Deathlock as he existed on screen, but old school Deathlock. Yeah.
Well, listen, with the MCU being what it is, maybe some of that Deathlock stuff from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could be revisited. And if there's ever an opportunity, would you do your version of Deathlock?
Yes, but not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. version.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
All right,
awesome.
Bro. Later.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for talking to me, Malcolm. Have a great rest of your day, man.
All right, Hector.